Hi there, Victor Pross speaking to you, anarchist artist. Okay, today I'm going to talk a little bit, quick little video, recording my thoughts. I'm still preparing on doing my videos on personal relationships, platonic friendships, romantic love, and family. But just a thought occurred to me regarding democracy, and wanted to record those thoughts. Okay, now we know that when we come across most people, that when you talk of democracy, it's immediately taken to be, a good thing. People get all fuzzy and gooey when they hear the word democracy. That represents good government, and democracy is sharply contrasted to dictatorships. Dictatorships are bad because it's a one-man rule who imposes his edicts and preferences and whims on the population, on the citizenry, and by brute force. And this is a very bad thing. You see, force is a very bad thing. So that's why dictatorships, one-man rule, is a very, very bad thing. We can't have that. So democracy is the thing, you see, because we get to choose our leaders, and thereby having a word, having our say, our input in the political process and how society operates. The voice of the people has a footing, has a leverage, and a place, and in the functioning of society. And we're provided with a door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. Which door do you want? We're giving you a choice here. Oh, beautiful citizenry, because we love you and we want your input. So, what candidate do you want to choose? So this is the whole fuzzy thing about democracy, and it's considered to be something sharply contrasted to that of a dictatorship, where it's just there's one guy, that's what you get, and he imposes all his edicts by brute force, and he has costume goons to carry it out and to enforce it for him. And force, you see, violence, see, that's a very bad thing. So that's where these people who get all fuzzy about democracy, what's wrong with the democracy? That's where they're coming from. Well, they just don't know any better is what the problem is. So just taking a look at democracy a little bit further, it would seem that electoral politics, voting, is integral to the democratic process. Majority rules. A certain candidate hits a certain ballot number, and that politician is in by the sheer numbers of how many people voted for him. Whether it's all a rigged game and whatnot, that's a separate question. But let's just take it for the smoke and mirrors that's being presented. So now voting itself has a two-pronged level. Number one, I agree with Stefan Molyneux when he says that voting is not contractual, but rather begging. When he says it's not contractual, it's not like two people are interested in dealing with one another on a business venture. One is the customer, one is the provider. I sell a painting to a person. I arrange a contract. The price is this. You're commissioning me to do this painting. Here's the agreements. Here's the terms. Here's what my fee is. The person will give me money for the painting. I give the painting once the painting is completed. It's a contractual arrangement. There is no contractual arrangement between voter and politician. It's begging, as he says. And the reason why it's begging is because let's say that a certain politician's platform is all about reducing government. That's his political prattle. That's his rhetorical platform bromides, is less government. I'm selling you less government today. Less government is what I'm all about. So you figure, well, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Get this bloody behemoth blood-drenched, wealth-plundering, hands-in-my-pocket behemoth off my fucking back. So I'm all for that. So it's from that platform I'm going to vote for this politician, and that's one prong level of what you have in voting. So that's what Stefan means by voting is not contractual. It's begging. So you're begging for less predations. Yes, please, please, less government. Please, please. That's why I'm voting for you. And then you have the other type of politician who wants to expand government. He's talking about social programs for this, that, and the other. And you figure, well, that sounds good, especially when you figure it to be the beneficiary of said programs. Or perhaps it's a particular emotional fancy of yours, where you might not be the direct beneficiary of it, but let's say that from what you consider to be, you consider yourself to be a good person because you're all altruistic, and you figure more social programs and more funding of the brain shrinking indoctrination, more funding for the schools is a good thing. So you're going to vote for the politician, the socialistic leaning politician who's going to be talking about this fuzzy program, that fuzzy program, the other fuzzy program. I'm going to expand. I'm going to fund this. I'm going to do fund this and that and the other. Okay, that's good. So in that sense, you become a type of person who has no moral compunction whatsoever when it comes to the government robbing Peter to pay Paul. So. And for those who especially are beneficiaries of said predations, who figure themselves to be a beneficiary of said predations of government expansion. So you have that as the second prong level of what voters are look for in a candidate. Those who are going to shrink government, and those who want to expand it, at least expand it in certain areas. So this is one of the reasons too that democracy is all fuzzed over. But this is just all very ugly. It really is. It really is pathetic. Groveling and kissing the ring of the masters, kissing their feet. Begging for less predations, or seeking to get somebody else, the state, to club your neighbor over the head with. And this is the thing that we get all fuzzy about, electoral politics. Democracy, what's wrong with the democracy? What's wrong with democracy? Oh, God, man. But anyway, yeah, and these are the same people, too, that, hey, Victor, I'm not an anarchist, okay? Okay, and I don't believe in violence. Okay, I believe in peace. I'm not for violence. Okay. Well, then why are you still an advocate of the government? I see they don't want to be troubled with the facts by the logic. They just want to go with the emotion that democracy's all fuzzy. So they're just riding on an emotion. They're just riding against the facts. That's why that government is just another faith system. God has been dislodged from the throne. Now we place the state as the secular God. Calls upon the same kind of faith-based authoritarianism, and then here we are. We tell our kids, hey Billy, let's say that Billy has been reprimanded at school by bullying other kids. Hey Billy. It's wrong to bully other kids. You can't take their lunch money, okay? It's wrong to punch kids. It's wrong to force kids. You can't do that, Billy. That's wrong. Well, Dad, I didn't take the money for myself. You see, when I took the money from that one kid who his parents own their own business and they seem to be doing pretty well, so I took his lunch money and distributed it among my friends. Well, what are you going to say? Oh, well, that's different, yeah, so, and people's thinking are compartmentalized, where we're telling our children that force is wrong. In another realm, we consider it like it's a separate realm. It's not just one world that we're living in. It's not just human beings are human beings. Here we are in the world. here in the magic realm of politics, you know, it takes on a moral imperative to use force, you know. Oh, you know, you're against taxes? You want, so you're not, you're against the poor, are you? And we come up with all these bullshit rationalizations. We got to twist our mind into fucking pretzels to justify this monstrosity called the state, you know. And so that's, I guess that's my 2 cents on venting today when it comes to democracy and voting. You know, and this whole thing of, you know, of a rigged system, people mean by that it's like, that's how they think that George W. Bush got in but for a second term, that the numbers were fudged, wasn't really, the voice of the people weren't heard. How could Americans be that stupid? A majority of people voting this dewy-eyed monkey brain asshole. How could they vote him in again? Oh, it must have been rigged. The numbers were rigged. Yeah, but even if they weren't, you know, that's a whole separate video. That's a whole separate question, right? But even if it wasn't, you know, so what? So what? Let's say that, you know, we got Bush. Bush eventually left office, okay? Obama came onto the scene. Obama is supposed to be an answer that the system works, that democracy and voting works. Obama is an example of that. Okay, Bush is out. He's out. Now we have Obama. Okay, more wars, the infinite inflation of the currency, and FEMA, and the whole litany of what this asshole is doing. I mean, this is the system that works. This is the system that we're going to teach our children about and say that it's all good, and we feel so distinguished, you know, from North Korea and other dictatorships. Well, you know, we get to vote our assholes in. Oh, it's fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic. Anyway, that's my vent. Victor Pross signing out. Anarchist artist. Pop goes to culture.